So the influencer Ashlee Jenae dies in Zanzibar, dies in Tanzania, just soon after she's been proposed to. And at first, it's reported that she has died by suicide. Soon thereafter, we learn there's evidence of strangulation. I don't know what happened. I'll just say that in my reporting on domestic and sexual violence over the past 7 years, strangulation is a theme that comes up again and again. So many of the women that I spoke with, that I interviewed, had been strangled. Call it choked, call it strangled, what you will, had a man repeatedly take his hand and press it so hard against her neck that one woman told me she thought, can a windpipe snap in two? Another was hoarse for days. The feminist philosopher Kate Mann has called strangulation a type of gendered torture because it's so commonly used. And typically, I believe it's used as a form of extreme control, a form of exerting extreme control over somebody, because by strangling somebody, you are saying to them, I control your breath. I control whether you live or die. In a study of assaults, patients reported strangulation at 23% of their assaults. And with domestic violence, it was 38% of assaults involved strangulation, and 12% of sexual assaults involved strangulation. So we don't know what happened to Ashlee Jenae, but if there's evidence of strangulation, that points to somebody in particular.
This whole Ashlee Jenae thing, it's not hitting the way y'all think it is. And I'm talking to specifically the black men. It's not hitting the way that y'all think it is. And in fact, y'all are proving one of her tweets, her Instagram messages correct. That every day, black men are finding a way to embarrass us. And I was trying to figure out where the lie was. Because every day you see something. Every day you see fucking something. And the call is coming from inside of the fucking house, by the way. Every day is something. But this situation is not hitting the way that y'all think it is. And I've seen all y'all little dissertations in y'all videos. And y'all have a right to feel however the fuck y'all want to feel. If y'all don't want to give a fuck, y'all don't have to give a fuck. But just know that you're trying to compare apple to oranges, and it will never hit the same way, because you are not in the type of danger that black women are in. And you will never be statistically, comparatively, because we're comparing, in that type of danger. So when I hear y'all in your video saying that's what you get for going with the white man because you thought the white man was better, it's men in general. Because even if she was with a black man, the same result could have ended up happening. And we all know this. Black women are 40% more likely to suffer DV and violence from their intimate partner, from their significant other. 40% more likely than Becky and Amanda and Karen. 40% more fucking likely. You probably know those type of women in your family that be getting their head knocked in between the washer and the fucking dryer, and everybody mind their fucking business while she's sitting there at home getting her ass beat every motherfucking Sunday. Black women and femicide, the rates of femicide when it comes to black women is abysmal. It's disgusting. I seen a post on Instagram and said they highlighting Ashlee in this situation and say it's about time that we talk about this. And then there's all these slides. There's all these slides of black women and unfortunate scenarios that happen with them being in this interracial relationship, or them dating a white man, and you know, unfortunately they got unalived. And even under that comment section, the vibe was not, they thought that shit was gonna hit, and it just didn't, because you're trying to make it so hard. Y'all trying so hard to make this a racial thing, and it just isn't. It's men, period. When it comes to black women, it's men, period, that we are in danger from. Not because if he wasn't white, that wouldn't have happened to her. It's not, oh, that's what she get for dating. All of those takes are just not connecting the way y'all want it to connect. Because we are not out here unaliving y'all at the rate that you're unaliving us. And that's black men. Overall, women are not out here unaliving men at the rate that men are unaliving us. But you don't have to care. I get it, because she's going to fit the narrative so that y'all can point your fingers and use that and say nanny boo boo. I'm just letting you know it's not hitting the way you want it to. It just does not even pale in comparison. when that man did that shit to that girl. Rest in peace to Ashlee.
Let's talk about Ashlee Robinson, because this story is very troubling. At first, it sounds like a very troubling situation. And then as you hear more about it, something doesn't feel right. So there's a woman named Ashlee Robinson, 31 years old. She's beautiful, young, traveling, celebrating her birthday. She goes all the way to Zanzibar, Tanzania. And she's not out there alone. She's out there with her fiance, a man named Joe McCann. Now, from what's being reported, this was supposed to be a happy trip for them. It was a birthday trip that turned into an engagement trip. This is supposed to be one of the happiest moments in your life. And then something happened. Ashlee was later found unconscious in her villa. Emergency services were called and she was taken to the hospital, where she was later pronounced deceased. Now, according to her fiance, he's saying Ashlee took her own life. Now, that's his account of what happened, but her family, they're not accepting that. Her family is calling the situation suspicious, and they've been very clear about that. And listen, I'm not here to accuse nobody, but I am here to say this. When you have a situation where somebody goes on a birthday trip, then gets engaged, and then suddenly dies in another country, and the people who know her best are like, it's understandable that people are going to ask questions. And when you start looking at the timeline of what happened step by step, that's when things start to get a little bit more complicated. So on part 2, I'm going to break down exactly what we know so far, from the trip to the engagement, from the moment everything changed. Because the timeline matters here. Now, this is still a developing story, so everything I'm saying right now is what's being reported. I'm going to keep you guys updated because something about this story just doesn't sit right.